Hello, welcome to Read Your Reality with Reese. I'm your host Reese, and today I wanted to talk about a couple things. Uh, time, time taken for things to happen. The opposing thoughts. As I start the video, I feel like I want to sneeze. Opposing thoughts and contradiction, opposites, and specifically a realization I just had before I wanted to make this video about the Matrix and Neo, because it's quite a prevalent talking point amongst reality creation, community, I amness, that kind of thing, right? So we can just start there since it's like fresh in my mind. So I realized something about Neo. And I'll have to watch the movies again, but because I just watched the first one again, and there's a certain amount of activity that Neo does that kind of shrinks as the movie goes on, right? And you see, for me, it kind of looks like this. So Neo starts as Mr. Anderson. I think his name is Thomas Anderson, right? Thomas Anderson. His name is even an allegory of like the common man. Or something. Anderson is a derivation of common man, I think. So he starts off and he's just doing like a whole bunch of things, right? And then he starts to understand that there's something going on. There's this matrix thing that he doesn't understand. What is the matrix? And then Trinity reaches out to him, and then Morpheus reaches out to him, and then he has like this whole cycle of awakening that he goes through, right? And then as he starts believing, as many of us do, he starts to like saying, okay, I know how to do this. I can do this. And he's like, okay, but I can't. And then he starts to really believe, and then he gets into a fight with Smith in the subway. He starts to believe, and he loses the first time. He says, okay, I'm gonna believe. He wins the second time, and then Smith comes back, and then to me he realizes that this is a losing battle. Realizing I am the one and I will win every single fight is in and of itself a losing battle. Let's say that again, right? When you realize you are the one, that you are the chosen one in your reality, right? That's you. You are one, Neo, whatever that, right? Yeah, one Neo, Eon, your existence. And you realize I'm the one, and if I, as God, will things to just keep happening, to keep on winning, to keep on this, to keep on overcoming these obstacles, you'll realize all you're doing is on your path, you're putting obstacles that you have to keep overcoming. You overcome them because you know that you're the one, right? You overcome them each time. And that's what Smith, that in that moment when Smith comes back on the train, I feel as if Neo realized just maybe consciously or unconsciously in the movie, it doesn't really matter. He realized this is a losing battle. I'll keep beating this guy until I get tired and then lose, and then I'm back to square one. And then he just says okay, and then he leaves. Right? He leaves, and then the way he ends up is in that same place where Trinity was in the beginning of the movie, the same apartment, 303, and he gets shot. He dies. It's like he realizes something so profound where there's no point in fighting these battles. And that's, I think, one of the main things in I am awareness is that there's no point in fighting these battles. There's no point in fighting, regret. There's no point in fighting guilt, right? There's no point in fighting sorrow or feeling sorry, right? There's no point in like reliving your mistakes, right? What's the point? If you really believe that you are I am awareness and that you are reality and then you consist of every single reality, why is it that you want to fix this one instead of just moving to the one that you want? I get that like sometimes you have a like a specific person, a family member, whatever it is, right? And then you just like shattered it in whatever way you think you shattered it, right? There was like a divorce question video earlier. I said, you want to fix this, you want to fix it, but now you're creating the state of something's broken that needs to be fixed. So you'll continuously fix it, but it'll continuously be broken as well. So it's just like it's like a never-ending battle. You are reality. You are the mirror. Or like, I need to fix that. You fix it. You get to a point where you fix it because part of your desire is to fix it. Your desire is always fulfilled, and if your desire is to fix something, you will fix it. But then what? When you really believe, say, okay, you know what? Fine. I really believe. I'm going to die. I'm going to let Smith shoot me. I'm going to let the Agent Smith shoot me, consciously or unconsciously, as that happened. And I'm going to resurrect as a person who's, I don't need to fight you. I don't need to fix you. I don't need to fix anything. I don't need to have any of those feelings dictate who I am. If it's always happening, if the reality where you are always existing is as fixing something, with someone else, right? That was supposed to be addressed, but I got it upside down. Never mind. There, that was good. You're always fixing something. Why would you stay there? If you know it's going to happen regardless of you being somewhere else, consciously, why would you stay in the one where you're fixing it? Like, out of guilt, out of thing, it's going to repeat itself over and over again. It's like trying to change a movie after they shot it. You can't do that. The movie's there. So you can have edits of it, that's fine. But the original premise of it is still there. Even the edits are different versions of that movie. That's something else now. It's a whole new thing. Why would you stay there? And when you really understand that, you say, okay, you know what? I don't want to fix anything. I'm tired of fixing anything. I'm tired of sorting out this and that. I'm tired of putting out fires, so to speak. What do I want? I just want to experience what I want to experience. I just want to experience my dream life. Sure, I've had that feeling of guilt, sorrow, regret, blah, blah, blah. I just want to feel what I want to feel. So I just want to be in love. I just want to be in love and be that love that I know that I am. And you just shift into a knowing. If I know that there's a reality where I am always in love, and that just exists continuously, perpetually, like it just exists, then why don't I just shift there instead of why don't I just shift there? Why don't I just be that person? And then everything starts to reflect that frame. Obviously the frame has to unfold from wherever it is, but it is doing that. See, every single frame is connected to every other frame. So when you see your frame and you think like, oh no, these conditions are mind-boggling, you have to understand is that they are connected to every other frame. They're connected to every other frame because it pulls it in. It just creates it right here and right now. Right? Just like a kind of tesseract. Thank you. I don't know what I'm thinking. It's a tesseract, right? It's a 5-dimensional square where everything is just revolving in and out in itself. We have a perception of a past, we have a perception of a future, but that stuff doesn't really matter. It just alludes to who you are now. That's it. So even with Neo, something I noticed with Neo is after he realized he's the one, his place in the story is kind of mundane. He's only there for the action most of the time. He's kind of just like standing aloof by himself. Like what he wants to experience is his reality. If you actually watch Neo specifically in the movie, Neo doesn't really do much. Most of the time he's just talking. Like after he, like the first thing he does is he dismantles Smith because that's like his old self, right? And then Smith awakens as well. And then in the second movie, he's kind of like aloof in his own head. He's just trying to understand himself throughout the movie, and everybody else is doing like a whole mess of things. Like his main focus is understanding who he is and being in love. That's it. Yes, sometimes he has to do stuff as in fight like agents and other agents, but he doesn't really plan stuff. He's kind of just going with the flow of the thing. He's like the only person who doesn't really have a say in what he's doing, in a sense. But he's also not trying to have a say because he doesn't know what to do. And that's how we feel, right? Where it's like, I know what I want. I know what I want to do. I know what I'm trying to do. I know what my intention is. And my intention is to just be in love with the woman that I love in the movie. Be in love with the woman that I love and understand who I am. And that's pretty much what he does. It's like he goes to the oracle to understand what he's doing. It's like, and the oracle tells him, someone said this to me earlier, you're not here to make a choice. You're here to understand the choice you made. So whatever reality you're in, you just want to understand who you are. You are in awareness. And then you make a choice. You make a choice. What do I want to experience? And you say, no, I want to be the person who has just always been in love with the girl or guy that I love. That's it. That's really my heart's desire. I want to be the person that's just traveling the world, that has all the money, and I just want to just travel the world and see stuff. That's my heart's desire. I want to be the person who's just fit, healthy, feels amazing. I almost said something else for a second. Feels amazing just all the time. And that's just who I am now. I am that because at that point I have a past of that identity. I have a future of that identity. And it's unfolding right now. And even if the appearances seem otherwise at that moment, the appearances of reality exist infinitely. All possible positions that reality can be exists in every single frame of reality. Everything can be every moment of now. And sometimes we get kind of fixated on it's like, but it seems so obvious that this is going to happen. And like, to your three-dimensional view, yeah, it does, sure. But we're willing to understand, we're willing to accept, we're willing to believe that, you know what, I have a dream. My dream's in my heart. My dream's unfolding. So no matter what it looks like, I'm just going to believe in my dream anyway. I'm going to believe in and as my dream. I'm going to believe that I am actually all of reality, and whatever's happening is my higher self experiencing what it wants to experience in the way it wants to experience it, what I want to experience. So again, because my higher self is writing a story. The story it's writing is based on what I want to experience as my end. But how I experience that end is dictated, but in terms of conditions and circumstances and things like that, by my higher self writing my story, and I'm just taking part of that story on behalf of my higher self. That's why when you surrender to the story, knowing you've chosen the story. I don't mean surrender to your conditions, please. I mean surrender to what you've chosen. Surrender to what you've chosen as reality, giving up to your higher self. Surrender to that. That's what I mean. Surrender to your desire itself. Surrender to fulfillment. Surrender to the knowing that I made a choice. I know this choice exists. I know there are infinite number of ways this choice can manifest in my life. I know that this choice, you said yes because I am aware of it. My I am awareness said yes to what it is I want because I am aware of it. So yes, I say yes. And I allow it. Just do you. And I get the point where it's like, no, but I want to do something. What? What do you want to do? Well, drop that nonsense. There's nothing to do. It really is. Trust me, and I really get it, because sometimes I am like, do I need to know? Because it's still that old thing where it's like, we really understand everything is popping in and out of you for you. It's happening for you. No matter what is happening, it's for you. It's all happening for you. It's a cyclical cycle. It's all happening here and now. You cycling. What cycling? What are you? You're the cycle. And you break the cycle by realizing I'm in my story of my choice. And I get to choose whatever story I want to experience right now. So when you have like regret, when you have guilt, when you have jealousy, when you have all things like that, it's showing you that you're no longer that person who feels jealous or feels guilty or feels sorry or feels sorrow or feels regret about something you didn't do, because you are an identity who is now seeing that old identity within the frame as awareness itself, saying, I am no longer that one. I feel the guilt, I feel the regret, I feel the sorrow of doing things that way, of feeling things that way, of having things that way, of having a thought, not doing anything about it in that way. Where in the moment, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't say what I wanted to say. I didn't, like, whatever. You say, I'm no longer that person. And then you immediately think, okay, but now then how do I prove that? You already know you're not that. And reality is already unfolding things for you in your life for you to express that knowing. That's where the doing comes in. I say, oh no, but it takes so long. Who cares? Right? And that was the question someone asked me actually. It says, like, well, okay, but how come it takes 2 weeks? Or how come it took 2 weeks for that person to experience something, but somebody else took 2 years for that? And then you kind of like dodge the question sometimes. I mean, it's like the question in itself, the answer doesn't really matter, right? Any answer you give is only going to satisfy you for however long, yeah. But I did have an answer that I felt was very interesting, because for the person who's experiencing 2 weeks, 2 years, whatever the hell else, you don't know that. From an outside perspective, you don't know. All you do know is that in that moment, you experience this person experiencing fulfillment, and their whole life story in that moment created right now. You created that 2 weeks for them right now. You pulled in that they felt and experienced fulfillment in 2 weeks right now. From your point of view, you don't know them. You don't even know your own. You don't even know when or what or how you feel fulfilled, whatever. You just know that in every single moment you are actually fulfilled. And if you're seeing someone be fulfilled, you're seeing it in that exact moment of reality, in that exact point in reality, and you are making up a story that they are just reflecting. They say, oh no, it took 2 weeks. Or it took 2 years. You are creating that story from your point of view right now. So the time doesn't really matter. I do have an understanding in that you can't dictate the time. You can't dictate the unfolding. The unfolding is for you. The unfolding is for your experiencing of reality. The unfolding is for realizing that who you thought you were is not who you are. Who you are now is who you are. And how you're experiencing those points in reality is how you experience those points in reality. You know, and if you look at your own 2 years, think about all the things that you were thinking, all the things that you felt, all the things that happened, and how you reacted to them, and the way that you felt, and how you let go of those things, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why it says it doesn't, you just go to the end and stay there, because you automatically just let go of the feeling of jealousy, the feeling of time, the feeling of lack, the feeling of maybe I'm wasting my time, maybe I'm delusional, maybe I'm this, maybe I'm that. You keep letting it automatically go continuously. So when you focus on one thing, or why it's time, this, that, you stop letting go of that which you are not. So just let go of everything and just say, you know what, I am. And yeah, you can even have that voice in your head say, oh no, but you're being delusional. You're not like, yeah, okay, fine, but I still am. I am, anyway, I am, besides any thought that I have, I am before any circumstance, I am before any condition, I am aware of the beautifulness of the way I see reality. I am aware of the love that I have for everyone in my reality. I am aware of the love I have for myself to actually stay in my own end, for what I love, and I'm aware that I'm willing to believe that, you know what, I am reality, it's unfolding perfectly, and no matter what happens, I actually am fulfilled. Yeah, I am that. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that was enlightening. Thank you for the liking, thank you for the subscribing, thank you for the questions, thank you for the support. Very grateful and I love you very much. I have a Facebook group if you want to join and ask stuff there. I love getting questions and making like a video on the spot for it. Cool. Love and light. I'll see you all in the next one. Hope you have a wonderful week, wonderful day. Peace out.